Archives of Prasar Bharati presents the timeless treasure of golden era.
Hello and welcome to Living on the Edge. This week on the show, how poachers have extended their activities to the Kanha National Park in Madhya Pradesh, which has the highest concentration of tigers in the country. Gas from garbage, an endless source of power. Can we harness it? And why Pan Masala, the addiction of millions, isn't as good as it seems. This drawing by N. Chandra of Bangalore sums up our first item, which is a report from Kanha in Madhya Pradesh. Organized poaching has been reported for the first time in the state, which has the highest forest cover in the country. Madhya Pradesh also has the highest concentration of tigers that may now be coming under threat. Sunil Manoharan visited Kanha National Park to see just how the tigers
Do you feel poaching is rampant in this part of Madhya Pradesh?
Yeah, I'm quite otherwise we would not have taken this operation on.
People coming in organized gangs and entering the area with arms and all that, this was a problem long back. It's not a limiting factor at the moment.
These skins, they were pretty wet when they came to me. I dried them under the fan and under the mild sunlight.
So that means they were absolutely fresh?
They are pretty fresh. They're hardly 2 months old, hardly 2 months.
Over time, poachers have evolved more and more devious ways of killing tigers. Because gunshot wounds destroy the skin and lower the market price, poisoning is now seen as an easy way out. Some poachers have even taken to electrocuting their prey.
One new method which has been found in Uttar Pradesh and in Assam, which has now reached Madhya Pradesh as well, and that's electrocution. But electrocution is slightly different in that any animal can die, any person can die if he walks along a path that has been, the wires have been connected up. But that's a fairly recent phenomena here in Madhya Pradesh.
If you're wondering just who the poachers are, it's poor illiterate tribals who earn up to 500 rupees per animal. It's the middlemen, however, who make the real profit and fuel the trade. Even school teachers and local politicians are said to be involved at the middleman level.
A few days ago, the father-in-law of the local MLA was arrested for dealing in tiger bones. And, you know, that's pretty extraordinary. I mean, this is the local MLA of Kanha National Park.
There are two government servants also. One is a compounder and another is a teacher. So all variety of people. And there is one person who is quite popular in that area. And he was saying he has to contest election. Last time he lost by 6 votes. This time he should not lose votes. And he had got some bigger connections also.
Poaching in Kanha occurs mainly in the buffer zone, where over 55% of the land is in private hands. This makes effective patrolling in the buffer zone impossible, though the core of the park is well protected.
Animals, you can't restrict them. They have to move out. So if they move out and if they earn a pest value outside, because once they move out and if they don't find a viable habitat, they'll come into conflict with the human beings.
It's now a wholly different outlook that Project Tiger has to take. We have to go back to field protection. We can't ignore it. We thought we were over that problem, and therefore you could romanticize how local communities will manage parks. They'll do it effectively. There's no romance left in this. We have ugly realities.
At the heart of the problem are the 350 villages in and around the buffer zone who are dependent on the forests for survival. That's why the authorities are trying to increase employment opportunities in the area through eco-development. Even the World Bank is planning to pump money into the area. But not everybody is happy about this.
Well, if it's not handled very carefully, it could be disastrous. But everybody has the right to live well and have a better standard of living. But if a sort of urban consumerism society is then created around these tiger reserves, it would be disastrous.
Whichever way you look at it, it's clear that unless poaching is halted, Kanha, which is the jewel in the crown of Project Tiger, will soon lose its preeminent status. Today, it has the single largest concentration of tigers in the world and attracts thousands of tourists each year. Forest Department had even started a tiger show. Each morning, mahouts would follow pug marks, locate a tiger and surround it to give tourists a close view of the animal. But last year, the show which ensured a tiger sighting was banned.
I am against the tiger show. Tigers have to be treated with respect. When you have a tiger show where elephants surround a tiger, we can ask ourselves the question, when we are eating our food or having a bath, would we like to be surrounded by a crowd of people, some crying, some laughing, some joking? No.
But definitely those people who have not seen the tiger and those who have heard that there used to be tiger shows, and here they come and find there are no tiger shows and that practice has been stopped, they definitely go back disappointed.
As a result, the number of tourist arrivals have reduced drastically. Even local visitors from nearby cities like Nagpur and Jabalpur have lost their fascination for Kanha. But it is foreign tourists who go back most disappointed.
Now, just imagine a person coming to Kanha, spending about $40 to $50 per day per head. If he is planning a stay of about 6 days, he's spending such a lot of money, and he's not just coming to see the sal trees or see some birds and go back. Definitely, he comes with the purpose to see a tiger.
Many people believe that it is impossible to reconcile the needs of conservation with that of tourism, and that may well be true of Kanha. After all, the tiger's needs, not those of the tourists, shall be paramount in a park created to halt the steady march to extinction.
That was Sunil Manoharan reporting from Kanha, Madhya Pradesh. Before we go further, I'd like to read a letter from Zubin Lee of Bombay. I'd like to say that I like your program very much since it helps the cause of the environment. It is a special program for me since I am one of the 50 students who have created a group called Green Brigade on 2nd May 93 for the cause of greening our school. My name is Zubin Lee and I am 14 years old. Our school won the prestigious Green School of the Year award for 93. I'd like to say that an environment workshop is being organized for 15 days from 2nd May to 16th May from 10 a.m. to 12:30 p.m. every day in our school. It will involve discussions and a vermiculture demonstration pit, along with other programs. There is no entry fee. The school is Hansraj Morarji Public School, Dadabhai Naroji Road, Andheri West, Bombay. I hope your workshop is a success and that it attracts lots and lots of people. A garbage pit may not be the place to go searching for fuel, right? Wrong. All over the world, gases from naturally decomposing matter are used to harness energy. Sometimes garbage is burned to provide electricity. In India, we are not yet aware of the full potential of garbage as a source of energy. Nandini Rajwade reports.
At a garbage landfill site in West Delhi called Hasthal, in a courtyard where over 1,000 families who live around the garbage dump cook, the absence of fuel to prepare daily meals has never been a problem. While city dwellers are dependent on kerosene, gas or plain wood, people living here have evolved a novel method.
कूड़ा था यहाँ दबा हुआ था पानी ऐसे जा रहा था तो मैंने लकड़ी रख दी उधर जाली के ऊपर एकदम से हमारी आग जल गई ये फिर खड्डा सा खोद कर तिल्ली जला कर देखी तो उसमें आग जलने लगी.
When residents realized this, they built small mud chulas around a 10-foot-long pipe sunk into the ground. The chulas light up instantly with the strike of a match. In 1992, this area was declared a landfill site. Every week, corporation trucks dump 5,000 tons of garbage here. Almost 10 feet deep, the land beyond this drain is filled with compressed garbage. Solid waste deposited in landfills decomposes both chemically and biologically. Biodegradation of organic matter in the absence of oxygen leads to the production of methane gas over a period of 6 months. This gas lights up with the strike of a match. For the residents of Hasthal village, this discovery provided a glow of hope in an area devoid of power, in surroundings of garbage and filth. But their excitement was short-lived. The authorities were quick to point out the dangers of using methane in such a rudimentary way.
कमिश्नर साहब ने लिख के दिया कि हम जो है ना इसके जिम्मेदार नहीं हैं अगर आप नहीं मानोगे तो इसकी जिम्मेदारी हमारी कोई नहीं है आप इसका भुगतान आप खुद ही करोगे.
Methane, as you know, is inflammable. It burns and explodes when it comes in contact with air. If anyone puts a matchstick over there, then the site would start burning on its own for a very long period of time. It is for the government or for the agencies concerned to take a step ahead and make this gas from not only from this site Hasthal, from other sites as well, available to the nearby slum dwellers.
Perhaps the first step towards using decomposing waste a little more imaginatively lies in realizing that 4,500 tons of garbage, which would fill up 3 international-sized swimming pools and which the capital produces daily, is enough to create 10 megawatts of electricity every day. 10 megawatts is enough to light up 2 of the largest residential colonies in the capital. Energy from waste has tremendous potential in a country where people have to wait decades for a gas connection and where there is a supply shortfall in liquid petroleum gas to the extent of 50% a year. Just how easy it is to use garbage became evident when this project was set up. A 30-acre abandoned quarry was filled with waste over an 8-year period and covered with rubble and mud. Installed at a cost of 6 lakhs, the plant was a huge success.
Gas is being supplied from this pilot project to nearby houses where they are using or cooking food. Similarly, the gas is being supplied to Balakaram Hospital, which is nearby, and electricity also is being generated through the generator installed at this plant.
If you are wondering how it works, here goes. Pipes go deep down into the landfill from where gas can be directed to any source. All it needs is a suction pump. And yet, though the Ministry of Non-Conventional Energy is aware of the potential of garbage, very little is being done to actually harness it. Instead, over 30 crore rupees was spent to set up a garbage incineration project with Danish collaboration. The plant was supposed to provide power by burning waste. But planners failed to realize that our waste has a far lower calorific value than it does in the West. And so, the plant didn't work, not even for a day.
That was a for incineration process.
Is that not working?
Yeah, that is not working right now. But shutdown maintenance is being done.
Well, why didn't it work out? I mean, it's quite a major project, I believe.
Its main reason which came out was the quality of the garbage of India.
You don't think that you should have found out before the project was set up whether the garbage can be incinerated and it's of high enough quality to be used for generating power of any kind?
Yeah.
Though synonymous with foul smell, land and groundwater pollution, and the spread of disease, there's far more to garbage than meets the eye. By 2000 AD, we will be producing over 330 million tons of garbage a year. The sooner we find productive uses for it, the better. And what better way to use it than to meet our energy shortfall, which is only increasing.
An increasing energy shortfall, ever-increasing population, and depleting resources. The picture is depressing, and some of our viewers wonder whether there's any point in reporting on the many crises we face. The answer is, somebody has to do it. Our next story relates to an item of everyday consumption. All of us chew it in varying quantities. Some of us are addicted to it, but all of us think it's harmless. And yet, Pan Masala could become a major cause for tobacco-related ailments in the years to come. Nandini Rajwade reports.
By the year 2000, over 2.5 lakh Indians will develop tobacco-induced cancer. Although many of those who smoke and chew tobacco are aware of its harmful properties, those who consume Pan Masala in large quantities are also at risk. But Pan Masala manufacturers are quick to decry this.
पान मसाला खराब नहीं है यदि वो बहुत ही सही तकनीक से बनाया जाए, सही विधि से बनाया जाए। टोबैको जो है उसकी जो टेंडेंसी है वो स्वास्थ्य के लिए अच्छी नहीं है, लेकिन यदि वो थोड़ा प्रयोग किया जाए तो वो दांतों के लिए अच्छा है।
Dr. Shukla, head of the Oral Cancer Department of the All India Institute of Medical Sciences, however, has a different point of view.
Tobacco is never good for teeth. In fact, tobacco is very harmful for the teeth. The hazards of chewing pan masala are that pan masala contains a number of ingredients like lime, betel nut, things like tobacco in the raw form, and all these can give rise to irritation of the oral cavity. They can give rise to a number of conditions like submucous fibrosis and white patches in the mouth called leukoplakia, and these are all precancerous conditions, and directly it can lead to the cancer of the mouth.
Whichever way you look at it, the masala as a pan substitute is today a huge industry with a turnover of over 500 crores. Not only is regular consumption of pan masala addictive, but as independent studies have revealed, it can also cause cancer. When it comes to the crunch, even the manufacturers have to accept this, though they claim that only spurious products lead to ill health.
पान मसाले में भी लोगों ने बहुत निम्न स्तरीय चीज़ों का प्रयोग करना आरंभ कर दिया, जिससे कि चारों तरफ से आवाज़ उठने लगी कि भाई पान मसाला जो है वो सेहत के लिए हानिकारक है।
We didn't get a chance to put questions like this to manufacturers like Swastik Fragrances, who refused to comment, saying they did not have time. We couldn't help but wonder whether their refusal had anything to do with pan masala's implications on human health and well-being. Many independent medical studies have been carried out and lie with the government. Experts in cancer research state chewing pan masala at average levels damages the hereditary material in cells called genes that are passed on by parents to children. The Indian Dental Association has been demanding a ban on pan masala as India has the highest number of cases of oral mouth cancer in the world. Pan masala has been found to be a source of excess fluoride, which can cause several bone and teeth disorders. The effects of toxicity of the product are more on malnourished children and poor people. 63% of the children in India are malnourished and 80% are poor. But none of this seems to have dampened the soaring success of the pan masala industry in attracting more and more consumers. The introduction of pouches in 1984 boosted sales to unprecedented levels. The fact that pouches were cheap, coupled with aggressive marketing and advertising, helped attract lower income groups and younger consumers too. As a result, the small pouches have generated large profits, nurtured addiction, and added huge quantities of plastic waste to our garbage. Perhaps the only solution at present would be to have tighter restrictions on the advertising and marketing of the product. The statutory warning that consumption is injurious to health is almost insignificant wherever it appears. Just how many children and poorer and illiterate consumers would understand the written warnings is anybody's guess. A stricter control would be a significant step towards accepting health liability for the consumption of a product that could have unforeseen consequences. Children of parents who smoke inhale the same amount of nicotine as if they themselves smoked 60 to 150 cigarettes a year.